So I'm finally starting work towards the 24 cylinder. I hope to get running this summer. So I'm going to need 12 more starter covers for it. So got 6 of them at the scrapyard last fall there, various times. So we got a couple here. This one's a 1976. As you can see, it started off white, then got painted red, then got painted black. So I've removed the recoil part out of it there, with the rope and all that. Cleaned it up with a bit with a screwdriver, etc., getting the grease and stuff off it. This next one here, it's a 79. Obviously it's seen some rust. I'll have to try to fix that somehow, but for now, and then another big rust hole there. This is one of the worst rusted ones I've come across in a while, actually. Yeah, plus it's kind of bent a bit there. But I straighten all that stuff out here in my vise. I'll show you kind of how in a minute here. Now this guy here, he's a heavy old lad. He's got a metal recoil in it there, moss growing in it. And I would say 1968 from the looks of it. It's hard to read the numbers, but I'd say it's a 68. And it's considerably heavier than the others. Obviously it was white to start with, and now it's more of a, varying shades of rust. Other than that, she's in good shape. This one here is a 79, and it was dented all to rat. This side here was caved right in. This is after I repaired it. You can still see there's some kisses there still. But the only way to get them out really is with spot and glaze putty and sanding. So I got it fairly back into shape, but yeah, so I'll kind of demonstrate how I do that. So I have a whole bunch of different tools or pieces that I use depending what I need to get at the dents. Like if they're up in this area, I maybe use the other end of the ball peen hammer. I have a bunch of ball peen hammer heads, varying selection of sizes, and what do I do with my little hammer? There it is. I got this little ball peen hammer here with like half a handle on it, and so I would set this over, say like this, and I also use the vise. Like if you have, say this side was dented inwards, I would put it over the open vise and then pound downwards to move it outwards, and it gets a little tricky up in that round part there at the front, but again, I would flip the ball peen hammer over in the vise and put it up against the round part of it there, doing pretty much whatever I can, and then a combination, and use both ends of the ball peen hammer, just do around, sometimes even screwdrivers to get down into corners, things like that. Basically just pounding it and stretching it and whatever to try to get it as back into shape as I can. I don't really go for 100% perfection, but I try to do the best I can in the time allotted. I don't spend hours and hours and hours on them, although I know this one I did spend about an hour on. It was in really bad shape, bent and dented basically. I don't know if the claw at the scrapyard got hold of it or what, but so that's basically what I do. I also have round. I'll get one here. Happen to find these in a machine shop scrap bin. Cones, you can stick it in the vise that way and put the piece over this end, pound down on it, etc. Like I say, just a whole variety of different tools to try to do what you have to when you're inside of it, and different things, trying to get the dents out as best you can. So now I'm going to sandblast some of these here to clean them up, get the paint off, so get them ready for being primed and painted. I can't really prime and paint right now because it's like minus 15 Celsius outside, so it's possible to paint, but it runs, and just not the best plan. So, well, here's the black one and the 3 paint colored one after sandblasting there. They look a lot better now. Although in some cases it does highlight the dings. I see one up in this area here that I didn't notice was there before, so I'll pound that out. That one with 3 layers of paint, it took forever to sandblast. See, I still got a little bit there. It had a sticker on it or something, but we'll get her all in shape and then prime them. Looks like I missed a little bit there, even though I put it in like 3 times. But I don't have very good lighting in the booth, so anyway, like I say, I'll pound that den out of that and then put a coat of primer on these and continue the process with more later. I got the sandblasting all done and did some spot and glaze putty work on this recoil here. This is the 76, and it's pretty well mint. Had a few little dings in it, but nothing too major. That was the one with the 3 layers of paint on it. So next I'm going to prime it. So it's like 25 degrees Fahrenheit today, which is warmer than it has been. So it's about -5 Celsius. So I'm gonna prime it and see how that turns out. Well, there, I got it successfully primed. It'll help from the sun drying it here. But the trick was, I started out like this, and I started painting here and worked my way up. Just go in short bursts, because it doesn't dry nearly as quick, so you have to watch out for runs. Then I did this area, and then a little bit here and here, and just worked my way around it. Then I laid it down flat and extended over the edge, because like an area like here, it's very hard to paint because it'll blow off of the thing. So not sure I want to pick it up. I'm going to show you. I just hang it over the edge here and support it, and then paint the part that's overhanging. But yeah, I don't see any major runs or anything. So it's 24 Fahrenheit. So like I say, if you take your time, you can paint in Arctic-ish conditions. So no, I shouldn't complain. Some places got like 60 below Fahrenheit this week, so we only got down to -20 Celsius. So I'll take it in the house to dry, and it's sitting in the window, the front window. It got up to about 120 there after it was sandblasted. I was letting the little spots of spot and glaze putty dry, and sat there for about an hour, and yeah, I could hardly pick it up. It was so hot. I was kind of surprised. Amazing what the sun can do coming through a window. I got a couple more starter covers sandblasted here. This one was a 68. It's pretty well mint condition. Just one or two tiny little pinholes in it there. Nothing JB Weld can't cure. But this 1979 one's a horse of a different color. It's a Swiss cheese 79. Gaping holes there. A whole bunch up top there. Of course, sandblasting didn't help that, but so I did the inside. So what I'm going to do with this one is JB weld up all the holes. So I think I'll cut this off it also, since I didn't blast it. Yeah, she's far from mint, that one. I don't know what happened to it, if it was lying upside down with water in it all the time or what. That's one of the worst rusted ones I've encountered. Maybe not the worst, but coming close. Versus this 68 here that was probably barn stored or something. Anyway, I'll continue on with more of these guys then, so everybody have a good one.